What's up, everybody out there? How you doing? Welcome back to another episode of Pepe's Point of View. I'm your favorite host, your favorite R&B historian, your favorite music critic, Pepe, and I want to welcome you new viewers, you returning viewers, and you subscribers. Thank you guys so much for your support. I really and truly do thank you. And hey, I can go ahead on and ask you right now. I've been doing this for quite some time. Go ahead on and hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, leave a comment, all of that stuff. It really and truly helps out the channel, and I appreciate it. You guys so much. We're talking about the legends. Yes, the queens, four legends: Patti LaBelle, Stephanie Mills, Chaka Khan, and Gladys Knight. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, I think some of you guys may have missed this. And what I mean by missed this, let's talk about it. I'm pretty sure some of you all don't recall, and it's fine. It's what it is. So I'm going to help you out. I'm going to refresh your memories. It was about 5 years ago, okay? 5 years ago. And Stephanie Mills, she was on the Breakfast Club. Yes, she was. She was on the Breakfast Club 5 years ago. And let me see here. And I'm going to give you this title on the Breakfast Club. So that way you know which one it is, because, she has appeared quite a bit on the Breakfast Club. But I'm going to do this real quick, put this in here so you'll know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, hold on. I need to edit something. Okay, save, click, and there you have it. So I put down right here in the video, okay, the name of the episode on the Breakfast Club. And that episode says here, Stephanie Mills speaks on Michael Jackson transformation, talks son's disability, and her new book. All right, that's the title. So you can go over there yourself when you finish here to listen to what I am about to say. And this was 5 years ago. Well, if you go to that video and you get to the 30-minute mark, and it lasts about 5 minutes, less than 5 minutes, they asked her about her dream tour. 5 years ago, they asked her about her dream tour. And Gladys, I mean, not Gladys, but Stephanie Mills said she would love to have a tour with Chaka, Anita, herself, and Gladys. She says the country people do it all the time, or the country artists, they do it all the time, is what she said. And then she mentions another diva, her best friend, Angela Winbush. And then someone chimed in and said, okay, what about Patti LaBelle? And he's, what's his name? What's the guy name? See, I'm trying to think. I'm doing too much. Any other time I would have. Charlemagne. Yeah, that's right. Charlemagne said, well, what about Patti LaBelle? And, Stephanie said, well, Miss LaBelle, she can do it too. She could come along. But she said she would really love to see Chaka, Anita, and herself, and Gladys be on this tour. And then, of course, she chimed in with Angela Winbush. You guys already know over here, if you've been on my page long enough, then you know how much I love listening to Angela Winbush and In Vogue. It, to me, gets no better than that. And so I was saying to myself, I was like, well, you know what? I really think that I don't know how this tour came about, but I would really like to think that, maybe Stephanie Mills had a lot to do with it. I do know 5 years ago, she spoke it into existence, and here it is. And not only that, I also remember Stephanie Mills being on the Breakfast Club and talking about doing a versus with Chaka Khan, and how people were, like, oh no, allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, people, the people over at the Breakfast Club was pretty much like saying, giving them a hard time. And the only reason why I could think that they were giving them a hard time was maybe because, let's just be honest. We talk about R&B music, rhythm and blues, uh, and let's just say black music not really getting its fair share in the marketplace. And then you talk about R&B divas, who is kind of like you. It's like you have R&B music, and then at the bottom of that you have R&B divas. It's kind of like, R&B divas just really don't get any justice. That's why I like to talk about R&B divas a lot. Like, I like music in general, but I really like to put forth my platform, push, R&B divas. I do. It's just what I like to do, and then I like the music so much. But anyway, but she was basically saying in a roundabout sort of way, allegedly, how Versus was giving them a hard time, Stephanie and Chaka, and how Stephanie, she speaks her mind, and she basically was like, in so many words, F them, I don't care. And then I think her manager comes out and said, oh, no, 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 this is in the work, we done finally got it done, so on and so forth. And then what about a week or two later, you hear about, Shaka and Stephanie doing a versus. Now that I think about it, and I'm looking at this picture, all of these ladies did a versus. Wow, I just thought about that. So Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight did their verses. Shaka Khan and Stephanie Mills did their verses. Okay, so these ladies also, had them appeared on verses. But I guess I was trying to think about how this came about and what I wanted to say regarding this tour, other than I think it's the highlight tour. It's the tour. It's the must tour to probably be a part of, or go and attend, if you will. And I just noticed that some dates have been added for, was it June, September, something like that. They have some new dates added. And I must admit, I went over to check out, some tickets, and the location that I was looking at, I was like, whoa, these tickets are definitely going. They're going quickly. So if you guys don't have your tickets, you need to go ahead on and make sure that you get them. But let's talk. Let's just talk in general. I'm talking kind of randomly. I don't have any particular aim that I want to go with, but I'm going to go with the flow right now. And the first thing that came to my mind, and I just want to talk about it. I don't know how you guys feel about it. And I was thinking about other R&B divas. R&B divas such as Regina Belle, Mickey Howard, Angela Winbush. Who else is still out there right now? I can't think of another one. And it's going to come. Allison Williams. And you guys know I love my 1988, 89, and my 90s, 1990s. Okay, Melba Moore. Melba Moore. Who else? I'm thinking about these divas, and I was saying to myself, I was like, you know what would be great? And I don't know if you guys agree with me or not, but I was like, what would be great if these divas that I just mentioned, if they could also appear on this tour, and maybe like be like an opening act, so to speak. Like, it would be great, for example, if before the show starts, we could call it the opening act, or well, let's not say an opening act. Let's just say a special guest, right? A special guest performance. Let's just say by Angela Winbush, and she's the first. She comes out, she performs. I don't know, Angel or I'll Be Good. She comes out and she performs that, and everybody's excited, of course, to see her. And then, of course, the show starts. The same thing with Mickey Howard. She comes out, she, does the show, so on and so forth, and then do her song. I guess it can be her signature song, and then the show starts, so on and so forth. And that would have really been like diva power. You know what I'm saying? Like major diva power. I'm not quite sure. I can only assume that maybe with Anita Baker, since a lot of things have been going on with Anita Baker, I'm pretty sure they probably reached out to Anita Baker, or maybe if her name did come up, they probably declined Anita Baker with everything that's been going on, or Anita Baker could have declined herself, about not going on the show. I don't know if they may have reached out to Angela to ask Angela to be a part of this show. When they was trying to put together the lineup, because again, she says Chaka and Gladys, so for sure Chaka and Gladys could have been, on the show, obviously, but then let's just say the spot with Patti, it's kind of like, okay, do we choose Gladys? Not Gladys, do we choose Patti LaBelle? Do we choose someone else? So on and so forth, So I'm just going to assume it kind of happened that way. But I would definitely like to see what I just said, what I mentioned about divas coming out and just we're picking dates, like every date from here on out. If those divas could come out and just open up the show, yeah, I think it would be great. But I'm moving on from that. Another thing that came up, I'm anticipating the lineup. Like, who will be the first to show, the second, the third, and the fourth? Okay. I'm not quite sure if these divas are at a stage in their career where they care about those things. Maybe someone else cares about them, another artist, but I don't think these divas pretty much care. I think it will come down to some politics, of course. I don't see Patti LaBelle being first out. I just don't see it. I don't see Gladys Knight being first out. I don't know. I think it would probably be between Stephanie Mills and Gladys Knight. Not, I'm sorry, Stephanie Mills and Chaka Khan. I don't know, probably will be the first artist to come out. Um, yeah, it's just a tough one. What do you do? I mean, it's just tough. It's just tough because I'm thinking about Gladys, and I'm thinking that maybe Gladys will, be, the last, she would end the show. So I'm going to say, according to this picture from my right to left, is going to be Stephanie Mills, Patti LaBelle, Chaka Khan, and then uh, the closer will be Gladys Knight. That's what I'm thinking. Or it could be Stephanie Mills, Chaka Khan, Patti LaBelle, Gladys Knight. I'm going to assume. But hey, who knows? I really and truly don't care. All right. How it's going to be. You know what I care about? And yeah, I'm going to talk about some things. And that is just putting on a great show. I have not seen any of these ladies perform live at all. I've seen a lot of clips with these divas, and I have enjoyed, the live shows I've seen, as far as video is concerned. And I love Stephanie Mills. I love the fact that Stephanie Mills allow her background singers sometime to, just take, give them a moment, if you will, to shine, especially when it comes to I learned to respect the power of love. I don't know. Maybe, just maybe, Stephanie will call Angela out on the stage as she would at other shows when she sings I've learned to respect the power of love, and allow Angela to, be a part of that. That would be awesome. So hopefully that happens. Oh my gosh, if that happens, I would be like, yes, 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 yes. But that's what I love about Stephanie Mills' performance. Signature songs, I think I would just want to hear the songs that I enjoy listening to all the time, which would be Something in the Way You Make Me Feel, I Learned to Respect the Power of Love, Home, Comfort of a Man, You're Putting a Rush on Me, I Feel Good All Over, I Said the Power of Love, What You Gonna Do with My Love, and Sweet Sensation. Um, oh, it would be great for her to sing Where's the Love. I like Where's the Love. Um, uh, yeah, I mean, I'm just looking forward to that performance. I know Stephanie Mill puts on a great show. I know vocally she's still, the beast when it comes to those vocals. So I'm looking forward to, that. She's really, taking great care of herself, especially in that way. And I love it. Um, Shaka Khan. Yeah, I'm going to skip and go right to Shaka Khan. I hope, it's my prayer that Shaka has a very successful experience with this tour as it relates to her, let's just say, being aware, right? Being aware, if you understand what I'm saying. She got a lot of flack with that verses, so I would love to just, experience the awareness, because I know she will let it rip. So hopefully, she will, be on the up and up, and not have a lot of fun. I will put it that way. That's what I'm hoping, with that one, with Shaka. To me, I'm every woman. I'm sorry. It's something about that song as far as the production, the rhythm. Like it's like when that song comes on and you're hearing the piano, like that song is next level to me. I don't know what it is. It's just next level production, and then to hear Shaka just sings it. Yeah, that song is just next level to me. It's the production. It's definitely the production does it for me. Um, so I know Shaka, she has the hits. So I definitely look forward to just her singing all the songs. I mean, like, I would be disappointed if she didn't sing I'm Every Woman, Through the Fire. I would love for her to sing Love You All My Lifetime. I would love for her to sing that one. I would love for her to sing uh, uh, You Got the Love. I would love that. Oh, I'm pretty sure she doesn't sing this one a lot at all, but she has a song out called Tearing It Up. I love it. I love that one. Um, Do You Love What You Feel? See, that's just, how does she do it? I wonder how she's going to choose her set list. I think at this moment in time, I would love for her to just kind of choose songs in and out of the Rufus catalog in her own catalog. Of course, Sweet Thing, like you just, wow, like what do you do, Shaka? Especially for a fan such as myself. See, I would be the fan. I would be the fan or the concert goer who would come up to you after you done did all of your songs and say, but yeah, but you know what? You didn't sing Everlasting Love, right? I would be that person, and go like, what? Like, come on now, man. Give me a break. Like, after all those songs I sung, and you coming to me about a song I didn't sing, right? I would be that one. Like, did you at least enjoy? Did you enjoy the show? Yes, Shaka, I enjoyed the show. Okay, okay, that's all that matters. I can't sing everything. Okay, like I just can't do it. So I would be that person. Um, I'm going to say this, and this is just, oh gosh, like, well, I have to just be, me, and say, when it comes to Patti LaBelle, I think uh, my biggest thing with Patti is that I just want her to be vocally strong, right? Of course, she's not in the rafters the way she used to would be, and I understand that. Like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. I'm gonna keep saying it again. Patti LaBelle is the one who, I could say, hey God, I used my gift. Like I used it. I used it. I didn't play with it. I used it. Like you gave it to me and I used it. So that's her. Like, she leaves it on the stage. Like that voice is out there. It's on the stage. Where's the voice? It's out there. You heard me. You heard me. Oh, you heard me. So that's, I think, is it with Patti. Like, I just know whatever she's going to do, Patti is a showstopper, right? So it doesn't matter. She's going to give you like energy and just a high impact show. You're gonna hear her, you're gonna see her, you're gonna feel her. And I understand that she's sometimes, she tries to tone it down now a little bit, and I understand why. She has to now be mindful, of her gift. Like, you know, I want to continue to give it to you guys, so I do have to take care of it. Gladys Knight, it's just what it is. Like when I think about Gladys Knight, and I read her book, Between Each Line of Pain and Glory, and let me tell y'all something when it comes to Gladys Knight. And I was so glad that Gladys Knight showed up, during 2020. Uh, when we had all the things that were going on, and she showed up doing verses. What I get from Gladys is I get someone who I just feel comfortable with. Like, I could think I could just sit down with Gladys, and she would be someone who I would just look at, and just when she starts to talk, when she talks, it's like I just go into, like, I just want to hear what you have to say. I just feel like it's so much wisdom there, wisdom class, like I feel like Gladys can teach you some things. Like, she reminds me of my great aunts and my grandmother, who just, maybe I'm telling you this now. I've been through some things. I know some things. You understand? Been there, done that. As they say, been there, done that, got the t-shirt type thing, you know. And when Gladys comes out, I always said before, I said again, Gladys reminds me of a performer who, I don't know why and maybe she has, but she's a theater singer to me, and that's not a disrespect. Like, I don't understand why no one called her up, and maybe they have, and she turned it down. But like, she would, she would be someone who I feel like if she was in a play like a Dreamgirls, like a stage play like a Dreamgirls, or Mama I Want to Sing, or something like that, we would know her like for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even right now, if she comes out and she does something like that, and I know she's doing her residency right in Vegas, but she reminds me of that singer. Like, her approach to performing is that she's, oh, that's it. She's dramatic. Oh, she's so dramatic. You know, like reading her book, Between Each Line of Pain and Glory. As I was reading her book, and I'm a history major, and my area of concentration is, African American literature, minority studies. I majored in history, minored in English. So African American literature, minority studies, the civil rights era. And as I was reading her book, I'm like, I just love the way it was written. I just was saying to myself, like, this book needs to be, in a professor's, on a professor's syllabus. Like, you got to read this book, because it's a lot of history there, but it's just so well written. But anyway, so Gladys, I don't know. Like, Gladys can just, I don't know. I don't know. I would love to hear, of course, Midnight Train to Georgia. I would love to hear On and On. I would love to hear I Got to Use My Imagination. I would love to hear Neither One of Us Wants to Be the First to Say Goodbye. I would, oh gosh, Love Overboard. Ooh, 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 this one. Oh, this one. What's the name of the song? It's a slow one. Um, uh, You're Number One. You're Number One in my book. Oh, I love You're Number One. I remember that song back when I was a kid. Uh, in the early 80s, and I would go through my grandmother's records, my mom and grandmother's records, and I saw that 45 in the box. And when I went through it, I was like, okay, what is this? And I would play that one over and over again. I love You're Number One in My Book. What else am I thinking about when it comes to this show? I think that's it. Really, it's 25 to 30 minutes goes by fast. Like I said, I didn't, have too much I want to say other than I'm just so happy and excited for these ladies. I think we got some great ladies to represent, music. Like I think it's going to be a fantastic show. I hope this tour is very successful for them. I do. And guess what? I hope that it's so successful that they come back and say, hey, you ladies, people, this was great. People are wanting you guys to do it again. And, let's gear up, for, next. I don't know how long it's going to last, but, let's give it another go, go around. And that would be great. Thinking outside the box right now, it would also be great, if these ladies could go in and give us, a song together. That would be great. If they could record a song together, just for the tour, and just in support of the tour. I don't know why I was thinking something like Chaka Khan, when Chaka Khan was singing with Brandy, I'm Missing You, like a song in that, vein. I think Gladys Knight was on that record too, wasn't she? It was Gladys, was Chaka on there, and Brandy Chaka. I can't remember. Wait a minute, who was on that song? Y'all got me wanting to think about who was on that song, but I'm thinking about Missing You. I'm Missing You. And I do believe it was Gladys on the Set It Off soundtrack, for the Set It Off soundtrack. It would be great to have something like that. Hold on, y'all, because I'm looking. I got to check it out. I got to just see, but I think I'm right. Brandy, Tamia, Gladys, and Chaka Khan. So again, Chaka Khan and Gladys and I have worked together once before, obviously appeared. So this is great. I really do. I think it's great. It's great. I hope you get your tickets and be able to go out and see the show. And I hope it's a great and wonderful show across the board for everybody. For me, doing something like R&B Divas, and then to have the opportunity, you know, see these divas perform live is just so great and exciting. I don't know about you guys, but I can hardly wait. Definitely. Well, on that note, if you made it this far in my commentary, I think it's only appropriate for me to ask you to hang out with me. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, the share button, all of that. All right, leave a comment, okay, ladies and gentlemen. And remember, my motto over here is simple: put your behind where your heart desires to be. I hope you're doing that, ladies and gentlemen. I do. Because if you're putting your behind where your heart desires to be, you know what? Your life will be so full of love, so full of the fruit of the Spirit. Like, even when you have a sad day, right? Like a day that I had to just clear my mind and my thoughts. You set goals for yourself, or you want to accomplish and achieve things, and you look up and you're like, oh, maybe I'm having to do this over again, or things didn't turn out quite like you wanted them to do. And guess what you have to do? You have to look around, and when you look around and you see, when you hear, see, smell, taste, and touch, and you know that you have planted yourself in love, in joy, in meekness, in temperance, in gentleness, in long suffering, in patience. When you put yourself there and you firmly rooted in these things, you're only sad but for a short period of time. That's what I'm trying to get you to understand. Yes, that's why I say what I say. Like, I don't fake the funk over here. So when I tell you to put your behind where your heart desires to be, It's something I had to learn for myself. All right. I'm here to tell you right now. And remember, whenever I leave my mother's presence, she always says to me, she says, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. Listen, true story. My grandmother was leaving this world. She was leaving this world, and she and I were having a back and forth because I was like, Grandma, I love you. I love you. I wanted her to stay. I wanted her to stay. I was like, Grandma, she was saying so many things to me as, the day before she passed, you know, and she was saying so much to me. And she was saying to me, she said, baby, but you don't love me more than God does. And I kept saying, but I love you. I love you. I love you. And she was like, but baby, you don't love me more than God does. And I finally realized that I was thinking to myself, I was thinking that she was saying that I wasn't good enough, right, for her to stay, because I loved her and I wanted her here. And I was thinking, she's saying my love is not good enough. And what she was basically saying is, baby, I know you love me, but you can't outlove God. God loves me. God loves me. And I appreciate that lesson that she was telling me, even as she was transitioning, out of her physical body. I was like, okay, it took me a while to get it. I was heartbroken, but I get it. And I understand what my mother says. She says, baby, remember, I love you, but God loves you best. I'm here to tell you now. Ain't no joke. Ain't no joke. Whew. Well, on that note, I look forward to seeing you guys next video. And until then, you know what to do. Take care of yourselves out there. All right, ladies and gentlemen.